Hey guys, it's Raychich. Lightning Spear is currently the most popular build in PoE 2 Dawn of the Hunt League, and about 40% of all players using this skill, and I personally saw a lot of different Lightning Spear builds, but all of these builds are quite expensive, and that's why I'm here. I decided to create a truly budget-friendly version that can easily farm tier 15 maps, kill bosses, has incredible clear speed, so yeah, you can see how I destroy endgame maps with my build at just level 82. So I'm already farming tier 15 maps efficiently, and I only invested around 5 or 6 divines into this build, which is super cheap. And try to imagine how strong can you be at level 90, 95 and more, so it's gonna be pretty impressive. In this video I will show you everything you need to know about the builds, how to replicate it, what you should know, and I mean everything. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment below, I really tried my best. Full Mobalytics build link you can find in the description, and let me know if something actually went wrong. So let's start with the basic, with the playstyle, and I will not spend too much your time on this because it's super simple. While mapping we just run around on RHOA and just press one button, so basically Lightning Spear. It kills monsters, triggers cast on critical strike with Sniper's Mark for extra damage, and also triggers Herald of Thunder for better clear speed. On top of that, it gives us frenzy charges, which significantly boosts Lightning Spear's clear speed, and yeah, that's all about clearing. When it comes to boss fights, imagine this map device is the boss, right? So first we use Orb of Storms to generate rage stacks, cast Conductivity Curse, for which we have a separate small skill tree, which I will explain later, and then cast Storm Lance. From that point on, we just keep spamming Storm Lance. Every Storm Lance consumes one frenzy charge, and it will be automatically generating, and meaning that for tougher bosses we don't even need to use Lightning Spear. So we just cast Orb of Storms at the beginning, then Curse Conductivity, and then spam Storm Lance. So pretty simple to understand how to fight bosses. And now let's get into the gear, skill gems, defense layers, and the passive tree itself. So let's start with items, I guess. The first one is the most important item in this build is the unique Tangle Tongue Spear, which gives absolutely amazing amount of critical strike chance, and it means absolutely amazing amount of damage. This spear I bought for about 1 divine, if I remember right, and it actually doubled my damage. In general, in Dawn of the Hunt League, it's really hard to understand the true critical strike chance of the Amazon, because the tooltip shows completely nonsense numbers, but anyway, my base crit chance right now is around 74%, and the effective and other stuff almost 100. And don't forget that I'm at only level 82. About the corrupted mods and runes, I personally have 7% increased attack speed here in implicit, and I use Greater Storm rune for more lightning damage, because that's our main type of fundamental damage here. All other items in these builds are rare, and the main thing I want to warn you about is attribute requirement. I personally at level 82 have 58 strength, 192 dexterity, and 141 intelligence, and that's enough for all the items, right? If you don't have enough strength or intelligence, you can always use Soul Cores, which reduce attribute requirements. But yeah, I just wanted to warn you. Let me tell you about the rare items. My second weapon is a scepter with grants melees, or melees, I don't know how to pronounce it, in implicit, which gives a little crit chance bonus against nearby enemies. It's not actually very necessary and important, but if you want to get more crit chance, why not to buy scepter with grants at this scale. About mods, you need to care only about 150 plus spirit on the second weapon, and intelligence or strength, depends on your needs. About my helmet, I use a rare one with energy shield base, which in this build I don't have much, only about 500 right now, but when I level up to 90 and more, it will be over 1000 for sure, so I immediately recommend buying rare armor items, except body armor with hybrid energy shield base. So together with maximum life, energy shield plus maximum life, we get a lot of survivability, and we have a lot of evasion rating. So besides energy shield, my helmet has strength, resistances, and life. Next item is my amulet with critical exploit allocation, which gives 25% increased crit chance, and there are more expensive options, but among cheap ones, this one is the best. So if you have more currency, you can check my Mobalytics and you can find a better one for a bigger price. As for the mods, on the amulet, I have plus maximum life, plus Sword Spirit, which is important here, and increased crit damage bonus and resistances. Next is body armor, which you should buy with as much evasion as possible, also maximum life and resistances or attributes. I bought this one for 1 divine, and it gives me 1000 1600 evasion, which is doubled because of this passive on the skill tree, so it's amazing. And about rings, my left ring has flat cold damage to attacks. I mean, it can be fire or lightning, whatever, but yeah, it's definitely will be better if you will have some of flat damage on your ring. Next is accuracy mod, which is quite backed in this league as well for Amazon, but anyway, we get more attack speed per accuracy rating because of this big passive on the passive tree, so yeah, it's better to have accuracy on your items. Also resistances, I recommend buying a ring with plus to maximum mana, if you can afford it, of course. My right ring is almost the same, but instead of cold damage to attacks, it has lightning, and instead of plus to mana, it has plus to maximum life. And also resistances. Next item is glows. You need to find something with flat damage to attacks, or it can be, I mean, attack speed, whatever. Also maximum life, attributes, depends on your needs, and elemental resistances. Next item is boots. About boots, just buy something with 30% movement speed, life, attributes and resistances and you'll be fine. And last rare item in this build is belt. Mine belt is super bad, but whatever, it should be with maximum life, resistances and attributes, but I don't have attributes here, that's why I struggle with them a lot, but you should have attributes here and everything's gonna be fine for sure. About runes in all items, it depends on your needs, guys. I mean, if you need resistances, use runes for res. If you can't wear items because of attribute requirements, buy soul core to reduce these requirements, right? Only for body armor, the runes should be only for evasion, and for the spear, the rune should be for damage. So yeah, regarding charms, I have one, and I just use one for cannot be stunned because it's the best one, I guess, and life mana flasks are just common ones, so buy any flasks. Last thing I want to talk about regarding items is weapon swap. As I said before, against big bosses we use conductivity curse, which lowers enemies' lightning resistance, and that's why I added weapon swap to boost this curse. I mean, to use the passive tree to actually to boost this curse. So I use some stuff with +2 level of lightning spell skills. I personally have +6 to level of all lightning spell skills, and so I mean it gives +6 to level of our conductivity and intelligence if you can't wear it due to low intelligence. Now something important about weapon swap mechanics, if you didn't know before, we use weapon set points on the passive tree. This means when we switch our weapon, the passive tree also changes some points from the first tree, our main weapon, to points from the second tree, our weapon swap tree. So, and from the second weapon set we take passives that boost our curse, making it more effective, and that way we deal more damage against bosses. So yeah, in fact it's very simple but can actually sound hard. We will not need to switch weapons manually, it will automatically be switched when we use conductivity curse and automatically switch back to our main weapon when we use any other skill. But to make this work is very important, guys, pay attention here. To make this weapon swap actually work, you must set conductivity here to use with weapon set 2 only, so only the second one. And for all other skills, you just need to open this button, I mean lightning spear, orb of storms and storm lance, set them to used with weapon set 1 only, so only the first one. And then everything will work perfectly. When you press conductivity, it switches your weapon and your passive tree to the second one, so your curse will be much better, and your curse reduces more resistances on enemies, so you deal more damage. And when you attack, I mean with your lightning spear or any other your skills, your weapon and passive tree returns to the normal, so you will just fight with your normal weapon. Sorry for explaining this so long and in the detail. I just want to help you. I just want to help those who really don't understand weapon set mechanics. So if you still have any questions, I will attach a video explanation of the weapon set mechanic in the description anyway. So now let me tell you about the passive tree. The first one, I think I need to explain the Ascendancy points order. So the first one, you should take critical strikes here for additional crit hit chance. The second one is Predatory Instinct for more damage against the rare and unique enemies. The third one is Elemental Infusion, which gives a passive infused weapon skill gem, which we don't need to activate. And I mean, it just gives bonus damage because we got when we consume Frenzy Charge trigger infused weapon to gain 2 lightning infusion. So it's really hard to explain it, but it's just basically bonus damage against monsters. That's why we actually pick it up, and you shouldn't care about how it works. It's just the bonus damage, right? I don't want to waste so much time. And the last one is Infused Avatar, which gives 50% chance for infusions to infuse our projectiles without being consumed. About the passive tree, it's much easier to just copy it from my mobile Raychich, but in simple words, we just take all the crit passives, I mean crit damage, crit chance, also accuracy passives because it gives attack speed, also all the spear mods passives right here, and some of attack mods. About our defense, our main source of defense is evasion, and that's why we pick at as much evasion as possible right here and right here. So yeah, pretty simple to understand. And also we pick some nodes here for heralds because I use Herald of Thunder, and here for electrocute build up because in this build when we electrocute enemies we get frenzy charges. And the last thing about my passive tree I want to explain it, as you see here, just the green lines here is my second weapon set. So when I cast my conductivity, my weapon set will be automatically swapped for the second one, and my passive tree will be automatically swapped for the second weapon set. As I said before, if you can't understand how it works, even after my explanation, I will attach the guide link in the description. But yeah, now about my skill gems. The first one is Malice. What I have here, you cannot have it, but I got it from Scepter, so it's just a bonus one. It just gives a little bonus crit hit chance against nearby enemies, so why not, but it's not necessary. The second one is Infuse Weapon, so we use it with blind support, which gives we actually blind enemies on hit. It actually scales our defense. The next one is Lightning Exposure. It gives lightning exposure for 8 seconds on shock on an enemy, and it means after inflicting this lightning exposure, our lightning damage will be bigger against these monsters, so just scales our lightning damage, right? The third one here is a Strip Away, so it will actually increase the effect of our exposure. And the last one is Magnified Effect because I wanted to make the area of effect bigger. The next one is our Cast on Critical setup, so you should have at least 250 spirit to be able to use everything that I use. So I have 35 free spirit, and you can ask me why don't I use Ghost Dance, but I don't have any slots, any skill gem slots. But yeah, so 250 spirits, it's your minimum you should have to be able to use all the skill gems and supports that I use. We use Sniper's Mark here for more crit hit damage against marked enemies, and we use it with Profusion for additional charges, and Ingenuity for less cooldown for the Sniper's Mark. The next one is our Storm Lance. I have only 5 link here, so no 6 link yet, but it's our main damage against bosses because it will be automatically triggered so many times, so it will be blasting here my RHOA if I have my frenzy charges. So Storm Lamps we use with Blindside, so it gives we have more crit damage bonus against blinded enemies and more crit chance against blinded enemies. And as I said before, we do blind enemies with infused weapons, so that's why when we cast Storm Lance we will be fighting with already blinded enemies. The next one is Primal Armament. I use here for more damage. I mean, my tooltip shows 13,000 DPS, but this Storm Lance, if we have frenzy charges, it will be automatically detonated so many times in seconds. So yeah, it will be really good DPS. My electrocute support is the short support gem here, and it gives we can't shock with Storm Lance, but we actually can we electrocute enemies. So yeah, our shock contributes to electrocution build up, and it means it's much more easier to get frenzy charges when we electrocute enemies because of combat frenzy, and we need these frenzy charges to actually continue spamming Storm Lance, and it will be detonating much more often. And the last one is Overextend here. It gives you are dazed for 5 seconds on critical striking with supported skills. It will be much more easier to stun us, but we will have more critical damage bonus. So I mean, Storm Lance we use only against really huge and big rares and against bosses itself. So yeah, as I said before, how to fight bosses, you just enter the location. So this map device is a boss, we use Conductivity Curse, then we use Orb of Storms, and then we just spam our Storm Lance, and that's all. So yeah. The next one is our Herald of Thunder, so it's our really good skill for clearing in maps. We use it with Long Shot. The next one is Innervate, so after killing a shocked enemies with Herald of Thunder we will get this Innervate buff, which gives 35% bonus for all of our attacks. So we can get this Innervate bonus from our Herald of Thunder, and it will work completely fine for Lightning Spear So yeah, the last one which I use here is Execute, so we will deal more damage with hits against enemies on low life. And the next one is the main our skill gem is Lightning Spear. I have only level 18 right now, but I'm already blasting, and with 6 sling. So the first one which I use here is Lightning Infusion. It gives extra damage, extra lightning damage, but less cold and fire damage. But we don't care much about cold and fire because Lightning Spear basically deals 80% physical converted to lightning, so that's why it's really good support. The next one is the Perpetual Charge, which gives 35% chance to not remove charges but still count as consuming them. If we have Frenzy Charges, we will have much more Lightning Spear projectiles and we will deal much more damage. But when we do it, it will consume the Frenzy Charge. So this support gives this 35% chance to not consume this Frenzy Charge, but it will be counted as consuming them, right? The next one is Vault. So when we move, so it's here when we move, and we actually charge our voltaic charge. So every 10 points here, so I have assorted maximum every 10 points, we'll have more projectiles after we'll have more projectiles when attacking with when attacking monsters. So I really recommend you to not spam your lightning speed like this. I really do recommend you to, when you are in map, just to move until you have 30, then attack, then move until you have 30, then attack. On your RHOA. So here's my RHOA, you just move, attack, move, attack, move, attack, and something like this. The next one is Fork. We used to just do Fork. So what it means, we'll have more projectiles after attacking an enemy. So when we attack the Doriani, after hitting the Doriani itself, we'll have much more projectiles. It will be full screen of projectiles because of this Fork. And the last one is a Deliberation. And if you don't use RHOA, if you don't have RHOA, don't use the skill, don't use this support. It's much better to use a Bullseye support for more accuracy rating, because this one gives more damage but more movement speed penalty while using supported skills. So when we actually, not on RHOA, let me just show you. So I'm moving fast right now, but when I attack without RHOA, I will be slowing down at the moment of attacking. So on RHOA, we will not be slowing down because how RHOA works. So this support works completely fine only with this mount. Without this mount, use Bullseye. The next one, what I use here in this build is Combat Frenzy buff. It gives 20% chance when you get a charge to get an additional charge, it means Frenzy, and we get Frenzies when we freeze, electrocute, or pin enemies, but no more than once every 4 seconds. So in this build we do electrocute enemies, and that's why we achieve these charges. And I use this Combat Frenzy with precision support just to have 30% increased accuracy rating. So as I said before, our accuracy rating gives our attack speed. The next one is our conductivity. We can't use it on RHOA, and we use it only with our second weapon set, as I said before, and I use it with Curse Ground. The next one is Heightened Curse support, and it just increased the conductivity effect. So we will just lower more lightning res from our mobs. Then the last support here is a Ritualistic Curse, which gives we have more delay, but we have more area. So look at this area, it's really huge. It's much easier to fight with a boss with this area, and yeah, it's much more easier. Or if you have a lot of rares, you can just use it and all the rares will be affected by conductivity. The next one is Orb of Storms, which we also can't use while we are riding on RHOA, but we do use it only, actually I use it only for Font of Rage. So when we are in a boss fight, because we don't use it against monsters, I just use it, and look at here, I gain this rage which gives more attack damage, so that's why I actually do use it. I use it with Chain because I don't know why, but in PoE 2 Chain support with Orb of Storms works really weird, but it does something. I don't know, nobody knows what the fuck is actually happening when you use Orb of Storms with Chain, but it helps, in some way. So, and also the persistent support gives more skill effect duration. So yeah, don't actually ask me about Chain, I don't know, just use it, everybody does. The next one is Raw Mount. We use it as our companion, which we ride on with Mid Shield to actually make RHOA much more tankier, and with loyalty, so 10% of damage that we take from hits will be taken from RHOA first. The last tower skill gem is Wind Dancer. We use it for more evasion rating, so yeah. I mean, guys, I really wanted to make a really budget-friendly version of this build, which can destroy the end game. So you can destroy the end game with this build. So let me know if you do like, or let me know if you don't like this build. But if you don't like, please write down why actually. So thank you so much for watching. It was Raychich as always. Don't forget about my analytics guide in the description, because everything will be explained there for sure. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you and good luck with this build. This build is awesome. Bye.